I'm going to talk today about the procedure surrounding CDT failure. CDT being the compulsory drug testing procedure that the military uses to determine whether or not service personnel are suspected of taking prescribed substances. So the procedure is that an individual provides a sample. That sample is sent off for analysis. The analysis looks for constituent parts that might make up the prescribed substance and then provides a report as to whether or not it's suspected that an individual has taken the substance. If they have, then the CDT team will send a letter explaining that there has been a CDT failure, explaining that the individual will be put on a retest, and explaining that the individual's commanding officer will now determine what further steps to take. Now, I said that the test is for trace elements, and the reason for this is quite straightforward. If, for example, cocaine is taken by an individual, by the time the cocaine has been processed through the body and eliminated from the body in a sample, it is no longer cocaine. There are simply trace elements of what could possibly go to make up cocaine. So an example would be, for example, a child's brick self-assembly car. Okay, so there might be wheels, there might be steering wheel, there might be a seat, there might be a windscreen. Those individual bricks would be indicative of a toy car. However, they could also be indicative of a toy aeroplane or a toy hovercraft. So they're not necessarily proof that if they go to make up a toy car, they could be from other substances as well. Likewise, with CDT, when the trace elements are detected, they might be indicative of, for example, cocaine use, but they might not be definitely proof of cocaine use. Now, I said I was going to talk something about the procedure. So the procedure is that the CDT team, who are based in Wiltshire, would send a letter explaining that there has been a CDT failure and saying that the individual is going to be subjected for the next 5 years to more regular testing, and that the commanding officer of the individual will now take further steps. Now, those further steps are usually for the individual when they're put in front of the commanding officer with a witness present and provided with a pro forma document that they are invited to sign and take away a copy. That document contains quite a lot of information, quite a lot of important information, including the appointment of an assisting officer, whether or not the individual wishes to have the B sample tested at their own expense, whether or not the individual admits to taking the prescribed substance, and crucially, most importantly normally, whether the individual requires the time to go away and provide a statement. And usually the individual will be given at least 48 hours. The importance of that really can't be overstated, because when an individual is put in front of their commanding officer, they are quite literally put on the spot. They may not know, they may not be able to get their words out correctly, they may not be able to express themselves correctly. This opportunity to provide a written statement gives them time to go away, to take legal advice if necessary, to talk to friends, family, to talk to their defence assisting officer, to determine whether or not it's possible to provide any sort of explanation as to why this may have got into their system. So, for example, an individual may wish to make full and frank admission. They may wish to do that. They may alternatively wish to say they've got no idea how it got into their system and effectively put the MOD to proof to show that the prescribed substance is within their system. Or the individual may wish to suggest that perhaps they have been spiked, might wish to say where they have been in the days leading up to the test, who they were with, what they were drinking, what they were eating, where they were, who can provide evidence of that. And of course, it may also be an opportunity for the individual to say that they wish to challenge the toxicology result itself, or to obtain a toxicology report of their own, or to request the lab results. All of that information is contained within the prepared statement that an individual has the opportunity to give. So they have the opportunity to go away from the commanding officer's office to write out, either on their own, with their own words, with the help of a defence assisting officer, or with legal help, to explain the position, if they think they were spiked, if they think they felt ill, if they reported the matter to the medical officer, if they reported it to their civilian GP, if they told anybody that they were feeling poorly, if there's any evidence that they were taking medication or anything of that nature. Effectively, it is the individual's opportunity to put their best case forward to explain why they wish to challenge the CDT result.